Okay, we're going off script a little bit here, but bear with me. I think it's important. One of our world famous entrepreneurs, who you've heard from, Chris Lee, I'm much better looking than him, by the way, for the record, but whatever, is mentioned this, and I think he's right. He said, look, I like the course. It's very comprehensive, but it's not step by step. Now, Chris and I have been debating for about 20 years, so we do this all the time. But I'm like, look, Chris, we can't make the course step by step. And then he kind of got me. I think he was right. He said, I know we can't make the content step by step, but maybe give some ideas of businesses we can start that are more step by step oriented so people get a better picture of what they need to do next. So I'm going to give this a try. I don't even know if you're going to be listening to this. I don't know if they're going to include it, but we're going to give it a shot. Suppose we wanted to start a painting business, not the Mona Lisa thing, but painting wall thing. What would we do? What is a step-by-step guide? And you may not start a painting business. You might do pooper scooping, you might do babysitting, you might do tree trimming, whatever it is. I think you'll get some value from this, I'm pretty sure, because we're going to go step by step in starting a painting business that you could apply to other service businesses. What would I do? Well, the first thing I would do is I would go to this place called Craigslist. I think it's still out there. And I would run an ad about my painting service. And I'd say, Brian paints stuff. And I might put my per hour rate, I put my phone number, I put my email address, but I would go to Craigslist. By the way, I'm not an expert in Craigslist, but they tell me, and I think it's true, that the way to remain fresh or on the top of Craigslist is to keep changing your ad. But go to Craigslist. It used to be free. I think it still is. And just put your business on Craigslist. Number two, you're going to make a flyer. What is a flyer? Well, a flyer is a piece of paper. We know what a flyer is, right? And on that piece of paper, we're going to have information. What our business does, we paint. We might have the name of our business on there. We're going to have our phone number on there, our email address, what we charge per hour maybe. But we're going to advertise our business on a flyer. And we're going to make up maybe about 80, 100 flyers, however ambitious you want to be. You don't make 10,000 because we want you making money, not printing flyers. And you're not going to make one flyer because that's not enough. But you're going to make flyers. And number three, you're going to make business cards. The information you have in a flyer and the information you have in a business card are going to be very similar. But it costs $10, $20 to make business cards. It doesn't take much more money to make flyers, and you got both of those. So everybody you meet, by the way, everyone you meet, you have those cards. I meet entrepreneurs all the time, and they're giving me headaches sometimes. They don't have business cards with them. Always have your card. Always give it out to people. So now we've got our flyer, we got Craigslist, and we got business cards. We're ready to go, at least on the sales side. Before we get out there, we're going to assume a little success that someone might actually pay us. So we might need a contract, and I don't mean a 45-page contract. We're just starting out. We don't want to overdo the legal stuff. Remember we talked about that? Really simple. Maybe a one-pager. Your signature, their signature. You might pick it up on LegalZoom. Better yet, you might get sample contracts on this thing that I invented called the internet. Actually, I didn't invent the internet, but you know what I mean. You're going to go to the internet and get some free sample contracts. But don't make that a federal production. We don't need a lawyer yet because we don't have money. All right, so keep it simple. Now we're going to go out and do the important thing. We're going to sell. We're going to make money. We might visit 4 or 5 paint stores. We're going to talk to the guys there and say, hey, look, I'm starting a painting business. Would you be willing to keep my business card here? Would you be willing to have my flyer posted? When that happens, they might use the horrible word, no. And that's okay. We go to the next paint store. But that's one thing we might do. We also might put, well, not might, we're definitely going to put up flyers. We're going to put up flyers everywhere. We're going to put flyers near mailboxes, maybe in restaurants, churches, libraries. We're going to solicit our business through flyers. I've started 2 or 3 professional businesses. The first 2 or 3, or whatever the number, I can't remember anymore, were started solely with flyers. Flyers are still a great way to start a business. By the way, little footnote, entertaining a little bit, but also true, cut your flyer in half. You got an 8.5, 11 sheet of paper. If you cut it in half, you get 2 flyers. for one piece of paper. These small things save a lot of money. It seems simple. Step number 6, I might go door to door. I probably would. I'd go door to door and say, here's my business card. I'm painting houses. Keep it simple. Do you want to do social media? Maybe. Do you want to rent a hot air balloon? Maybe. But that costs money. Through the use of business cards and flyers and door to door, you will get business. You really will. When you get calls, and you're going to get calls, those calls are called prospects. You're going to go over, you're going to be on time, you're going to look professional, you're going to look sharp, just like me. You know, you're going to go in there, you're going to have your game face on, you're going to have a little contract with a, what do they call, clipboards? I think they're still used, right? You're going to have your clipboard, and you're going to sit with them very professionally. They're going to explain to you what they need painted. You're going to give them a good price. You don't have to give them a super low price. You want to make some money, but you don't need to charge a lot. But you're going to sell your first deal. By the way, suppose you don't have something called money. You got no cash at all. You used your $20 for business cards. You used another $20 for flyers. What do? You're going to build into your contract, which is the next step, something called a deposit. So if we get a job to paint the inside of a room or a house or whatever for $1,000, you can get 20% or 30% upfront, so you can go buy supplies. But you build that right into the contract. Hopefully, you're going to sign an agreement, and now you got your first customer. Once you do that, you're real. The next points are super simple, and I know they seem simple, but think how often you buy things that you're dissatisfied with. So, do the work. Show up on time. Do a little bit more than you're paid for. I used to run a painting business. So in the closet, these closets, in the house, in the closet, in the corner where nobody sees anything, and you got your angle brush, make sure you hit those angles the right way and it looks great, even if the customer can't see it. Why? Because as we discussed before, we love our customers. And we don't want our customers to be in the position of having to track down our shoddy work. The final point is really important. It really is. Whenever I finish anything, I ask for feedback. So you're humble. It's this thing called humility. You go to the customer and say, I painted your room. Do you like it? Yes, I like it. Is there anything more I can do for you? No, I'm pretty happy. How happy are you? I'm ecstatic. And this is very effective because, number one, it gives them an opportunity to give you feedback of genuine concern where you can get better. For example, at the end of this course, we're going to ask you, what can we do better, right? Because we always want to be doing better. But also, importantly, on the sales side, if you ask a customer, are you satisfied? They say yes. Are you completely satisfied? Yes. Do you love my business? Yes. Do you love me? Yes. If you get that positive feedback and that gets cemented in, when you leave, that customer is going to remember that. And they are going to help you build your business by talking to other people. Remember, no matter what technology does, the power of word-of-mouth advertising will never be replaced. So this step is very crucial. Get feedback. Make sure the customer is super happy with you because that customer now will go talk to other people.